the people that printed the book from out there, they came by my table. There was two visitors. One was Saud, that he had that Arabic book printed. He said, "You're selling that for $8?" I said, "Yeah, I'm having it. I got it on sale." He said, "I sell it to everybody for $8. I'm the one printed it." I said, "That's great." I said, "That's a surprise." I said, "You want some of these boys?" "How can you sell it for $8 when?" I said, "Well, what I do is I just have a sale." I said, "Y'all got all them big tables right there. And so we do like the Yahoo do. They have a sale. They say $49.99. It ain't never $50, right?" I think the Yahoo invented that 99 at the end. And then everybody else picked it up. But when you see $49.99, you think, man, this thing gonna cost me $40. Right? Not $50, which is actually, technically, that's exactly what you're paying. And you're gonna get a whole penny change. Right? So I said, "No, man, y'all want you can have all you want." Then they went down, the homeboys went down to the other end. They say, "You got this for $40 or for $50? I said, yeah, that's, they say, "How many you got?" So I must have had 1,000 or something, something like that, because I told them if you buy them in bulk, I'll give them to you for $25. Now remember, that's more than what that's more than what they get them printed for. They got the cover, the sleeves, everything. So, because I had all those tables and all of them was full of those books. I said, "Yeah, I'll hook you up. 25,000. I said, because that's what it was. Whatever it was a big number like that if they bought all the books I had. Now remember, I got them stacked up because I'm going to sell them for $50 at the first part of the thing. And then when it gets down near the end, everybody coming buying, they got to go.
Right.
And they going to wait. They going to wait. The smart one's going to wait till the last day. Because the last day, don't nobody want to repack all that stuff, right? And take it back home. So the first day, everything is $10, and on the last day, you can get it for $5 or $7 or $7.50, stuff like that. So I would start at 50 and I'd take them down to 40. I said, "You can have all you want." But anyway, so they was mad at me. The people out in Herndon, they was burning up at me. "Where do you get these, all their great books on managers?" What was the one we used to use? Management and Organization of Islamic Movement, kind of bluish book. You remember that? Yeah. Shh. I don't know how much they was charged. I think they might have charged $25 for that. So you roll with it for 10. I got those books for little or nothing. Then, not to get into, but I don't know if you remember Chicken Lips. You remember Chicken Lips? You don't remember Chicken Lips, and the homeboy at the place out there, they got a deal going. So the guy started funding, just loading up. Chicken Lips would go out there with a van, and when ain't nobody there, he load up the van, and he go around and sell the books. But Chicken Lips didn't know the price of the books, so Bible, Quran, and science. I say it's 52 or 72 in there. I give you $25 a box. Good deal, you study. $25 a box. And then the Qurans, Yusuf Ali, the good $2 a piece, you know. And I'd say, well, I just take all you got. That's how I built up that thing. I mean, I got them from overseas, but all the American printed books, real good quality, I was just getting them right out there almost for free. Because I'm telling you, I was paying $5 a piece. Sometimes one time I paid $7 a piece for that encyclopedia. Shit. Imagine the turnover. I did better than all of them. That's why I would come back with thousands of dollars. You know, and almost an empty slate, because I didn't want to take the stuff back either. So, man, you want a deal? I'll give you this book here for $25. I only paid $5 for it, so I don't know. Hey, man, good God Almighty, that's free. Technically, it's free. Anyway, so we got big in books right away. And we stayed that way in books till we kind of moved over here. And we continue to sell books over here. We'll open up again, but in fact, I'm over there trying to straighten up now. But anyway, the point was, the real point I was making was when I was going to that listener conference, to finally get back to the real point. I was driving down, since I was out that way, I was going to hit Route 50 for a while and then go up to I-70 and then go on over. Because to stay on Route 50 all the way to where I was going, it would take a little while, you know. So I really would just go up I-70 and hit I-70 and just on the open road. I got lucky, you know why? I was using the doctor's car. And I filled it up. I couldn't hardly see out of that boy. I just had it was loaded. But I got up in the morning, had my morning coffee. It was still dark though, because I wanted to get there at a reasonable time. So I was juiced up, and all of a sudden on the curb, the right wheel, and the highway patrol came, and he said, he looked at the scale. I said, well, how did I do that? He said, well, you must have went to sleep and skidded here and there. So I was thinking to myself, I ain't went to sleep. Hell, I just got up. I just got up in this morning, bright early. I'm only an hour away from where I just left. You know what I mean? I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm used to getting up at 5 and 5:30, you know, for salat and everything, and I done had it juiced up with coffee. So I went to sleep. Then Sharif and the doctor came to pick me up. This is in West Virginia. I got all the way to West Virginia. And the police took me to the hospital. What happened was, it was dark when I got out of the car, and I was walking along, and a big manhole was covered up with grass, and I stepped in that boy. It was 6 feet deep. And when I hit the bottom, I knew that my ankle was broke. You know, when you know something, I said, this ain't normal. So anyway, I went to the hospital. They came and picked me up the next day, and I said, yeah, man. So we had a truck come and pick up all the books, and And so I said, yeah, man, that front wheel jerked and pulled, and that's how I got all like this. He said, oh, okay, don't tell nobody. Don't tell it, because the insurance, I will. Tell nobody my behind. That white right wheel was just like when they popped me upside the head. They was trying to get rid of the brother. When I first got here and I would build up, and they see where it's headed. And I'm out there with Mark Bar America. Remember, I was living on Mark Bar America's farm. Well, it was farm area then, now it's. So I would come in, and at that time, there was a little bitty Sufi Masjid at Vermont. Was it Vermont? Little catty corner. It used to be out there. It was right there on the corner where Mubdi and them used to be. Didn't they used to be on 13th or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 11th.
Something like that. Wherever it was, I can visualize it. There's a firehouse down there.
Right.
Okay. Right where the corners come together, this is 11th Street. Right there at the end used to be a little bitty masjid.
I remember.
I used to give khutbah there a lot.
Yeah, I remember.
The Sufi, they wasn't Sufis, they was something or other. Mansour and them, or Mansar and them was there. So I used to give khutbah there, and I was welcome there. But anyway, and the crew that I had would follow me from place to place, because they knew that eventually we were going to open a masjid. So as soon as I got enough money, we bought the place over on 8th Street and remodeled it. So on Ramadan 91, we opened that boy up. And can you imagine all the people that used to get in that little masjid?
Yeah.
Man, it would be people parked up and down. I don't know how that happened. It was a miracle. This is a miracle. I mean, it was loaded. It was the most, outside of Masjid Muhammad, it was the most packed place in D.C.
Yeah.
Good God Almighty. Anyway, the point was, they didn't want me in D.C. And that crew that had me surrounded, because I knew when I got here, I said, whoever surround me, they're going to be the police. Why? This is always it's been that ever since, that's the way they work. That's the way boss man work. That's the way it was in California. It was, it is now. So when you open the door, all the police going to have their handbags, going to walk right on in there. Hey, how you doing? So anyway, that's the way they did in California, and I knew when I come to D.C., I had a criteria, and I said, who's the brothers here that work for the Iranians? Because remember, it was a big black crew. Used to work down, that's when everybody was trying to follow the line of Imam, the Mustadafin, the poor, and all that go for them. And so the Iranian brothers was really doing that. And they was really in and close to black people. In D.C., they had them locked in. They didn't know it. They knew it later because eventually Iranians got rid of all black people. The last two was working in the Daftar was, I think it was his name, always taught Arabic, Hussein. The brother was out, what's the brother's name in Gaithersburg? He was married to Sharifa.
Salahuddin?
Salahuddin. Yeah, those are the last two that was in the Daftar. And so, the point I'm making is that when I got here, when I took my second or third biggest book trip, the car that I was driving was accident prone. And the person that owned the car asked me not to mention that the right wheel did a thing, and all of a sudden I was over there, and nothing I could do about it. You know what I mean? The thing about it was there was no tree there. And the thing about it was, it happened, maybe, you know, when the CIA do something to your car, they have a little measure on after make this many turn, make that many turn, and do this, boom, then it's gonna do that. Well, it didn't happen on I-70. It happened where I would be rolling 70 miles an hour on I-70. I was on Route 50 in West Virginia. So going around them curves, you gotta go 35, 45, and that's where it happened. So technically, they didn't get rid of the brother, they just made me woke. I didn't say nothing like, hey man, why are you saying this, that, and other? But I knew one thing, I knew that when I came here, that everybody sitting in that line was gonna be with Boss Man, and they proved it right away, because just think about when Sharif them, when anything happened, Sharif them packed up and left years ago. For what? How can you be there every day, right? A pillar of the community. Of course, a kind of Salafi-like. Yeah. That's not the reason he left. He asked the reason because that whole crew was government employees from Panama, right? Both of the girls was Panamanians, spoke perfect Spanish. And they all supposed to be my friends. There was another little guy called Imam or something. He's supposed to be a black nationalist. He was supposed to be married to Sharifa. And the guy that did the little black museum stuff was living with them over on the other part of the Southeast, and he wind up marrying Imani's wife, which was not Sharifa. It might have been Sharifa. Yeah, they had Muslim names, but that's supposed to make him feel. Do you know the black museum guy, the little Negro that have the African American? Yeah, he's the one that's supposed to cause. He caused that fitna. That was years ago. But Imani was no different. You know why? He took around all the literature about COINTEL program, right? But it wasn't done in a way to make us all aware of COINTEL program, because some of us were already aware. It was done that when you read this, you won't want to do nothing. You see what I mean? Because that's what they're going to do to you.
Right.
It was Brian Glick's book. Brian Glick wrote a book, Agents of Repression.
Agents of Repression.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Glick or something like that. He had photocopied a lot of it, and the book was correct.
Right.
No,
it was also the Indian guy, the white guy that you spoke.
Yeah, I spoke with him out in, I'll think of his name in just a second. Yeah, the Indian guy. Yeah. We spoke a couple of times out there in California. Church. Ward Churchill. Yeah, Ward Churchill or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Indian head of the Indian movement and was revolutionary. He smoked like a chimney, but he was still, you know what I mean?
Right.
Still, he was all right.
Right.
Let me try to get back focused on what I wanted to focus on was all the stuff that we've gone through and we've dealt with over the decades. just had a little picture. This is a picture of one of my cars up there. You probably remember that one. That's a Volvo, that blue one. Okay, it's a flat tire. Now that's the second day of the flat tire, because the first day they cut the tires, they just punctured it. So I just put a little air stuff in there and a little thing, you know what I mean? Popped it in there and pumped it up and off I went. Okay, this one, they cut it sideways, so you got to get a whole new tire. Yeah, they didn't puncture it.
Right.
They went in that boy and twisted it and everything else. When I was up on 8th Street, I used to leave all the cars open so nobody would have to break the windows to go in them, because they went in them all the time. But a lot of times they would break the windows in the cars. Even over here, we had another Volvo kind of like this. They broke the back window. I'm just saying this to say that there are hundreds and thousands of things that have happened over the years. So our dilemma in a lot of ways is, do we go in and deal with all the details of it, or should we let it go? We've come to the conclusion for the 50th time that this deserves the Masjid al-Islam story, the Oakland story, DC story, deserves detailed literature. Detailed literature. Now, if we went back a few years, I would be in this kind of situation right now. I hope I can live long enough to give one more talk, because this next talk, and that was the way, that was the thinking, like not like a paranoia, but I want to be able to put this out. We have had over a decade or so now of putting this stuff out. The message is loud and clear. There's no way they can get rid of this message. Not only, remember, like, say 10 years ago when you would be doing shirts at ISNA in Chicago and stuff, not Chicago, whatever's next to Chicago, what it was, McCormick Place, all those places.
Right.
We would also have CDs and DVDs, and we would distribute